These are cool. This is pink fuzzy bean. Strophostyles umbellata.
We have never heard of this plant.
No, this is the first time. Well, I've heard of it, but this is the first time I've found one. There's a little Centrosema virginiatum, a spurred butterfly pea. Cool little guys. Here we have Euonymus americanus. This is American strawberry bush. It opens up and reveals these seeds, but before it opens, it looks like this. They're not edible to my knowledge, but they are really interesting little plants. This striking cardinal flower out here in the trace is Lobelia cardinalis. Lobelia is a species that's been used to treat lung ailments, but it's also known as pukeweed because it's an emetic if you take it in excessive amounts. But different species of Lobelia grow around here, and a number of them were found in botanical analyses in and around mound sites. This is Cephalanthus occidentalis, also known as common button bush. This stuff is interesting for a number of reasons. Number one, it was used by the Choctaw to treat toothaches. They would chew on the bark, which apparently has a numbing quality. But this use by the Native Americans led a pharmacist named John Stith Pemberton to incorporate this plant into an elixir that he made called Dr. Tuggle's compound of globe flower syrup, which he created as a way to treat his morphine addiction that he had acquired during the war when he received a bayonet to the chest. He had also recently become aware of Vin Mariani, which is a French liquor that contained coca leaves, and it was all the rage in France, and he knew of cocaine's use as a numbing agent in dentistry. So he initially used this globe flower, as he called it, in an elixir to treat his morphine addiction. Now, eventually, he set the globe flower aside and decided to use coca leaves itself, which he combined with cola nuts, a source of caffeine from Africa, as well as a little bit of alcohol. So it was an alcoholic tincture, and he also added to it Damiana, which is an aphrodisiac. But when he was showing this new syrup, this new elixir, to a friend of his that ran a soda fountain, as the story goes, that guy accidentally put carbonated water in the cup that he had given him some of the elixir in. And the result was so pleasant and refreshing that they decided to market it as a soft drink. And that's where we got Coca-Cola. Coca for the coca leaves and cola for the cola nut. So Coca-Cola began its long journey with this stuff. All right, and here's one more plant that we'll cover in this video. This is Ilex vomitoria, Yaupon holly, which was again used by the Native Americans in the form of what they called black drink or casina. It's the only native source of caffeine in North America, and it's a close cousin of yerba mate. But when the Spanish arrived, they would observe them drinking this extremely condensed tea, almost a syrup made from this stuff, and they would drink it and vomit and drink it again do this over and over, which led botanists to classify it as Ilex vomitoria, the ilex that makes you vomit. But after extensive experimentation with it myself, because it was used by the colonists before coffee was imported here, this was where they got their caffeine. So I knew that it had been used. So after experimenting extensively with it, I was unable to make myself vomit no matter how much I drank, which is what led to the research that I published in my most recent book, Tripping the Trail of Ghosts, that takes a close look at what other plants they were adding to this to cause repetitive vomiting.